Commissioner nominees. Rivers State House of Assembly sets up committee following oil spill in Aleto. Former Niger Delta agitator Asari meets President Tinubu, blames military for oil theft. Community leaders ban tricycles in Ogbogoro, River State. On the foreign scene, Greece officials deny Coast Guard rope led to migrant boat disaster. I am Kalada Korubatubo. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. Good evening. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has directed the State Police Commissioner Emeka Wanyi to ensure that the disbanded Special Anti-Robbery Squad (SAS) ceases to operate in the state to stop further harassment of residents. Governor Fubara gave the charge when the CP paid him a visit at the government house in Port Harcourt today. The governor said he is worried about the activities of some police officers who still operate in the state in the name of SARS.
You have to be fair to everyone. We're no longer in the political season when people will accuse you that you're favoring one side or the other. This period is a period of governance. So ensure that you give ear every complaint that will come to your table. For example, some policemen that operate with a Sienna, they operate like SAS. I start wondering. I thought SAS has been disbanded. So I would like you also get to the bottom of this complaint.
Governor Fubara also directed the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Professor Zacchaeus Adanga, and other government agencies to collaborate with the police and other security agencies to tackle insecurity.
We need to give the new CP every support when it calls upon every one of you. Anyone, please endeavor to be at his service. The Attorney General, the police can also discharge their job effectively without liaising with the Minister of Justice. So I can assure you we're working with the right team and we'll continue to do the best for the good people of Rivers State.
On his part, the Rivers State Police Commissioner Wanyemeka said he will ensure accurate information and intelligence are deployed in fighting crime and criminality in the state.
All hands must be on deck. The help of the government of Rivers State and the good-spirited people of the state is needed to achieve this. Information and intelligence is key in fighting crime, and it will be deployed full. It is going to be an intelligent-led policing, a synergy with the government and other sister agencies essential for a robust policing in Rivers State.
In the meantime, the National Coordinator Civilian Joint Task Force, JTF, Nwachukwu Ada, says fighting crime and criminality requires the collaboration of all security agencies. Mr. Nwachukwu also urged youths in Rivers State to shun all forms of thuggery and focus on working for the good of the state and the nation. He said this on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire.
We are crying for a better Nigeria. What we are supposed to be thinking is how we can be profitable to the society and how we can be beneficial in our home and build a future that we all seek for. When we begin to attach hunger, bad governance, and whatever to criminality, to me, it's not right. I think it's high time for we, the young youth of Nigeria, to rise and start thinking positive. The government needs to wake up and put it right. But we, the youth, must also, since we are complaining that they are wrong, we must also do the right thing.
The JTF coordinator also commended the Commissioner of Police, Wanyemeka, for working with the team to tackle insecurity in Rivers State. Moving on. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, have been given 2 weeks to provide the content of the 2 patrol trucks seized by men of the command last year. Our correspondent gathered that this was agreed at yesterday's meeting between the NSCDC and petroleum tanker drivers of Nupeng in Rivers State. Recall that the tanker drivers accused the NSCDC of selling the 130,000 litres of petrol worth about 110 million naira contained in the impounded vehicles. The NSCDC Commandant General Ahmed Audi set up a committee after a disagreement that led to the blockade of the Rivers State office of the NSCDC by tanker drivers on Wednesday. Former Niger Delta agitator Asari Dokubo has accused the military, especially the army and navy, of the high rates of crude oil theft in the country. He also accused the military of intimidating men of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps who are supposed to protect the pipelines. Asari made the accusation while speaking to State House correspondents after meeting with President Bola Tinubu today.
Oil theft is encouraged by the military. 99% of oil theft can be traced to the Army and the Navy. The Army and the Navy intimidate the civil defense who are to guard this pipeline. They receive a lot of money from NNPC, PCL, and the IOC. Just across the corner, you will see a houseboat. A few meters from the houseboat, you will see an oil bunkering refinery tapping directly. It is very pathetic now.
Last week, President Bola Tinubu restated his promise to stop crude oil theft in the country. He also met with other Niger Delta stakeholders, including former Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Timi Alaibe, and former Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agents in IMASA, Dr. Dakuku Peterside. The Rivers State House of Assembly has constituted a 7-man ad hoc committee to find out what SPDC is doing to contain the oil spill which happened at Aleto in Elime local government area of the state on Sunday. The motion was brought before the House by the lawmaker representing Elime Constituency State Assembly of 4G Igwe. The Speaker of the House, Martin Samerule, gave members of the committee 3 weeks to report their findings to the House. The scene of the oil spill is yet to be contained.
That the spillage that occurred on the 12th of June, that up till now Shell has not done anything to at least stop the movement of the spill to other parts of River State. So they asked that Shell should immediately come to the site and stop the spillage and also bring relief materials to the community and also appear before the State Assembly to explain to this Assembly why the spill occurred, because it's purely a maintenance failure that created that spillage.
Dr. Ofojo also expressed worry that 5 days after the oil spill happened, relevant authorities like Nostra are yet to make public the possible cause of the incident.
This is why this petition is very important, because it is spreading like fire. And they said they have gone for joint investigation. They've gone to impact check since on Tuesday. This is Friday. Because of the level of spill, and no report is out yet. That what is NOSRA doing? What is DPRO doing? These are agencies that should help the common man. These are agencies that should stand for the right thing against these oil companies. But they have been deaf and dumb. They've not been saying anything because they know the truth that it's an equipment failure. They were thinking they could blackmail us to say that it was sabotage. But the world knows now.
He said the people of Aleto need justice for their destroyed environment, saying he's prepared to explore other legal means if SPDC fails to appear before the committee.
They will surely come out with a report, because the report is clear to everyone on this 10th or in this 10th assembly. This is a 10th assembly that understands that we are being voted in for the people and to stand by the people. The law gives us the permission to get anybody arrested if you are invited and you don't come for the invitation of the House. It's a House resolution. And like I said to you, this is just the beginning of the fight to come. If Shell does not come to terms with the community, there are places to go to. There is the National Assembly, there is the court. We will not take violence to our hand, but we will judicially follow it to the last.
Earlier today, the Rivers State House of Assembly screened and confirmed 5 commissioner nominees. They were confirmed after the lawmakers subjected 3 of them to questions on their capabilities to serve the state. The Speaker of the House, Martin Samerule, said some of the nominees served well in the past administration. Correspondent Sibiru Ari reports that 3 of the 5 newly screened and confirmed commissioners, Christopher Green, Charles Amadi, and Jacobson Imbina, served in former Governor Nyesom Wike's administration. The House adjourned plenary to the 22nd of June. Still ahead, Police Service Commission promotes officers. Do stay tuned. as we go for a quick break.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria.
Welcome back now to the rest of the newscast. Community leaders of Ogbogoro community have banned the operations of tricycle riders in the area. They allege that criminals are using tricycles to commit crimes. CDC chairman of Ogbogoro community, Kenneth Amadi, said the community is replacing them with minibuses.
Obogoro community who have already decided for the council of elders that they don't want keke in this community because of the criminal atrocities they are using keke to do, and they used to thief. We don't like that. That's our decision as a community. We say no keke, we'll run, let them go. We are going to use minibus. We are already arranged for the minibus. It's not Obogoro people that kill their member, it's their Inum members, and the Obogoro people will condemn that act.
The chief security officer of Ogbogoro Kingdom at Chinibe, or of Ogbogoro Kingdom at Chinibe, also accused the tricycle operators of harassing people in the area.
The issue is that this morning there is one Didamaka from Enugu State, a pregnant woman that keke people push her out from the keke and collect her bag and her phone. And as a community, we cannot fold our hand. Look at the indigenous and non-indigenous of Obogoro to die because of the keke people. We decided that this keke enough is enough. All the thieves, the criminals, the rapists, we come to know that it's keke people. Based on that, we stood up as a community saying that we don't want keke again. They operate every time. Some of them run even up to 2 o'clock. Yeah, they commit crime. Some of them commit crime even in the afternoon. What we are saying is that we don't want keke in our community. Nobody have come to the community to complain about ticket. We are not Inon people. The OCC is appointed by the Inon chairman. It's an internal issue between them.
On his part, the state chairman of the Tricycle Section, National Union of Road Transport Workers, Friday Ovumba, said their refusal to buy community tickets after paying for state government tickets is the reason for the ban. Mr. Ovumba called on relevant authorities to prevail on Ogbogoro community to allow them to operate freely as citizens of Nigeria.
Obogoro time without number 2 impose unrecognized government ticket. Obogoro EBC ticket 200 naira and the Obogoro offer ticket for 200 naira. One of the group that is involved in the killing of one of our ticket driver, one OCC is also collecting 200 naira. When the Keke people refuse this, they will beat them up, they will break their windscreen, and we have made many reports to police. And the Keke people, the Abba from board of Federal Revenue, wrote that Obogoro came up this morning that we will not make use of the government road again. And Keke people said no, that they have right to operate government road, that they are citizens of this country. They are pushing our people, damaging their keke. We are calling on the Commissioner of Police, the civil society to come to our aid. The government is hope of the common man. They should come to our aid.
Meanwhile, an eyewitness says police officers believed to be from Eliprawa and Ozwaba division are stopping people along the St. John Ogbogoro road. The eyewitness said the officers are stopping public vehicles and asking the passengers to alight. The police are yet to speak on this. The Police Service Commission, PSC, has approved the appointment of AIGs Frank Umba and Bala Siroma as Deputy Inspectors General of Police. A statement by the head, Press and Public Relations Ikechukwu Ani said the DIG Siroma replaces retired DIG Ali Janga, who represented the Northeast Zone. Meanwhile, DIG Mba will represent the Southeast Zone and replaces retired DIG John Madi. They can also approve the promotion of commissioners of the branch as Inspectors General and the 2 deputies of the commissions. The United Nations Fund, UNICEF, has called for digital learning platforms to increase access to quality education for children in Nigeria. This comes as Nigeria joins the rest of Africa to commemorate the Day of the African Child today. Digital environment. Now in business. Following the removal of petrol subsidy, which led to the hike, corresponding to Zada Market reports that a 50 kg bag of Nigerian rice that used to go for 38,000 naira now goes for 39,000 naira. 25 kg that used to go for 19,000 naira now goes for 19,500 naira. A costed bucket which was sold for 3,500 naira now goes for 3,000. Foreign rice that used to go for 47,000 naira now goes for 49,000 naira. 25 kg that used to go for 23,000 naira now goes for 24,500 naira. A custard which was sold for 4,000 naira now sells for 4,300 naira, while a cup of foreign rice that used to go for 250 naira now goes for 270 naira, amongst other food items. Some of the traders spoke to our correspondent.
Ever since the subsidy started, there are times you would get a rice of 33,000, but recently those ones are no longer. The least one you can get now that is good without stone, 39,000. Foreign rice, but since last week, they are selling at the beach at the rate of 45,000. So before it will get to us, it might get to 48.
Formally, you have to sell broiler like 2007, depend the sizes. But since the fuel rise up, we are selling now 4,000 naira for 5. Even if it doesn't see the buyer.
Plantain is very costly and people are finding it difficult to buy because they can't afford it. But this week we bought for 60 for a dozen, so it's still on a very, very high side. As I'm talking to you now, after this one I won't sell again for now till when it comes down.
During Jonathan regime, a carton of fish was 6,500 naira, but today it is 23,000.
Some buyers also spoke.
Since we then come out this subsidy, many things change. Can't budget come market now. Any money you use come to market now. Along the line, you start to look at your pocket whether people steal your money. Because you can budget something, say you want to buy something. When it come to market, you no go even reach anything. You just pick the ones your power can reach and take care of your family.
I'm a salary earner. They've not added money to my salary. It has been just the same way years back. So it has been tough. Price of foods have gone high. For you to like buying a bag of rice, you won't eat only rice in the house. If you buy yam or other things, beans, you have to like manage yourself the way you sit.
If I used to buy rice, place one bag and keep for children. Now, I'm not able to even to buy one bag of rice in the house. All they bring plantain come Port Harcourt. If we see small plantain, enough for 1,000 cannot even be okay for one person. Let them open board and make things to be normal to the people. So $1 will drop that. The price of goods will be okay for everybody.
Justin, the River State Police Command has killed another 3 armed robbers and kidnappers in Isiodu community, Emoa local government area. It comes 5 days after wanted gangster Onyi Wadi was killed. And now in entertainment, Actors Guild of Nigeria says it is investigating the death of an actor, Don Brimo. The guild also dismissed claims that he slumped and died on the movie set. In sports, Super Falcons chief coach Randy Waldrum has released the squad list of players for this year's FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. The listed players on NFF Twitter handle include Francisca Odega, Asiat Oshwala, Onome Ebi, Desire Oparanozie, amongst others.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
On the foreign scene, Greek officials have denied a series of reports that suggest a migrant boat capsized 50 miles off the south coast because of ropes attached by coast guards. So far, 78 people are confirmed dead, but hundreds more are feared missing, including as many as 100 children. The Coast Guard said initially it had kept a discreet distance, but a government spokesman now says a rope was used when the Coast Guard approached the fishing boats. On the news you heard, Rivers State Governor Fubara has directed the State Police Commissioner to end the activities of disbanded SARS in the state. Rivers State House of Assembly has screened and confirmed 5 commissioner nominees. Rivers State House of Assembly has had a committee to summon SPDC following oil spill in Aleto. Former Niger Delta agitator Asari Dokubo blames military for oil theft as he met President Tinubu today. Community leaders have banned tricycles in Ogbogoro, Rivers State. On the foreign scene, Greece officials have denied that Coast Guard rope led to a migrant boat disaster. The news was edited by Constance Mega. Clear weather in Port Harcourt this evening pieces the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Kalada Kurubatibo. Good evening, and do stay tuned. Conversations continue.